Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey G97 and welcome to the episode. In this episode we're going to be covering the last two secret bosses. Here is my strategy for the parts I have. I have Diamond Dust, Omega Arts, Cosmic Arts, and the Crystal Crown as my equipment for Sora. I'll be explaining some of the parts later on in a little bit on how to get those particular parts. Now if you're going up for the very first secret boss in the Coliseum, I would recommend healing Sora to at least 3 high potions, 2 elixirs, and 2 ethers when you face your first boss in the Coliseum. And after that, I'll be showing you guys the parts for the first, the equipment build. So starting off with the Crystal Crown, you got Lucid Crystal, which is from the little dark balls. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. The Power Crystals are from the Gargoyles, and the Giant Crystals are from the Witches. Blazing Stone is from that mechanical robot over in Moogie Boogie's Manor in Howling Town, and then for the Frost Stone is the ghost that's up in the very tip-top throat of Monstro. Just make sure you give the ghost some elixirs, and that's going to be how to get the parts to make the Crystal Crown. So it should not give you that much time consuming other than the Blazing Stone and the Frost Stone. Other than that, just go ahead and grind and farm and try to defeat as many of those heartlets as possible just to give you those drops. And trust me, the Crystal Crown is a very great equipment part to have in either character in the game. For the other particular part, it's going to be the custom arts. We got the Bright Shards, the Bright Gems, the Bright Crystals, and the Mithril Stones. Mithril Stone can be found in the Bazaar at Agrabah, which is that centipede that you fight. Now, you can actually get that from either hitting the last breakable jar, or you can take on that particular boss in Agrabah and get the Mithril Stone through there. Alright, so the Bright Shard is going to be the green little Requiem heartlets that fly around and just heal up the foes. The Bright Gems are actually the Search Ghost over in Halloween Town, and the Bright Crystals are actually the big defenders that you encounter in Bastion. So that's going to be all those particular ingredients you need to make the Cosmic Arts. And trust me, Cosmic Arts is another great particular equipment to have in either party of the game itself. So all these parts should really increase your HP, your strength, defense, action points, etc., etc. So after you get that, I'll let you guys watch this clip, and I'll see you guys after the cutscene. Alright, so with this general battle here, I'm going to go ahead and hit Paraga as soon as possible against Sephiroth. This character is going to be very quick, has that long, lengthy sword, so he's going to be quite a nuisance. Plus, he's got some other attacks as well. And as you can see, we do in fact get trapped a couple times from that fiery attack as well. One of those particular parts actually does have like 20% defense against fire, so that's going to be pretty crucial against when you go head-to-head with Sephiroth. And the annoying thing about Sephiroth here is not only is he quick, but as you can see, we are hitting him with our Keyblade, and we have, as of yet, have done anything to his HP bar. It's going to take you a couple of hits, and then once you actually do him enough times, it will then register him actually losing some HP. So you gotta be a little bit patient, you gotta be a little bit careful, especially in the early stages of the particular fight. As you can see, we finally have entered in the part where actually they are now getting some damage off of Sephiroth, but you can see this is why it's pretty important to have ethers and potions with you and elixirs. And you gotta be very careful too whenever he does attacks, especially when he teleports behind you or beside you and tries to attack you. So basically, you just gotta be aggressive, but at the same time you gotta be mindful of where you're at, and you also have to be on your toes this whole entire fight. If you're not, then you're gonna get badly destroyed pretty easily. You can get some hits on him, which is actually isn't, it's not completely hopeless, but it's still gonna be pretty aggressive now, or pretty, stressful. Now, whenever he does say Sinner's Harvest, that is your cue to go at him at no matter the cost. You have to be on your toes when he does say Sinner's Harvest. If you do not hit him in time, he'll cast a spell on you, which will then generate you losing all of but 1 HP and all your magic, leaving you a sitting duck. So whenever you do hear him say Sinner's Harvest, you got to really go after him before he does the move. Now if you do get hit by it, I would recommend just be as far as possible, get you elixir, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, it's a very stressful battle, and this is only it's like the first phase. And I would recommend, if you're that far away from him, is to just jump and use super glide. That way you'll be able to catch up to him very quickly. You can see he's doing his own version of, I believe this is like if you will do Arkham, I think. That's his own version of that. So you can see, thankfully for us, we got lucky and were able to hit his attacks, especially the Sinner's Harvest attack, multiple times and not actually get hit by it, because once you get hit by that Sinner's Harvest, it's basically pretty much game over, unless you get lucky and you're farther enough where you can actually get yourself a elixir. But yeah, quite a battle, I would say. So I'm gonna let you guys watch this a bit more, and I'll share my thoughts on the other part of phase 2. Okay, as you saw, he's now entered in phase 2. He has that blue aura surrounding him. Now, the only thing that actually is something to stand out is he actually does a upward spiral attack. So even though I'm still jumping, he still is still hitting me. But thankfully, for my advantage, yes, I'm getting hit at, but since I got some health and arrow ground still going at it, I'm not really getting punished as badly. Plus, you can still get yourself the chance to get some good hits as well. As you just now saw, he actually got a little bit of knockback, and also you can see him staying by him still. That also is another great way to deal some damage against him. So even though he's a lot tougher in this form, you gotta still be on your toes, because anything can happen. And you can see we actually did get the job done. And yes, it's very satisfying. So I'll let you guys watch the rest of this clip, and I'll see you guys when we get to the castle.
That's the power of the Keyblade!
Okay, so onward to the castle. Now this time around, we're actually going to have some companions in this fight. All I'm going to do here is go ahead and switch off Donald Duck with the Beast himself. So it's going to be Sora, the Beast, and Goofy in this fight. Now, particularly, it's going to be the same strategy as it was before, except for the Beast. I'm going to give him a much improved ring compared to what he has right now. We're going to go ahead and give him, we're looking through all these different equipment to see what can really help him the most in this fight. And it looks like the best one to choose from is Raven's Claw. Before I choose it, I'm still, want to make sure I get the right one. And of course, here's Titan Chain right here, giving some good strength and defense. For Goofy, I'm going to go ahead and take off that EXP necklace off of him, since we've actually have got everybody maxed out. There's no need to keep it on him for this time being. I'll go ahead and give him the solder, something that could really bring up the AP, up the strength and defense. So we're going to start off with that first earring. The next one we're going to do, it looks like to be Gala Bagel, might be our next option, seeing how much HP it brings to Goofy. And then for our third ring, we're going to put on him is the Moogle Bagel. And then for our last particular object we're going to put in Goofy, it's more likely going to be something that really does bring up some more strength, or, defense, AP, something around that general area. It looks like it's going to be more like toward the Raven's Claw. So we got the guard earring for Goofy. And some other stuff we're going to do here is going to go ahead and look through his stats, see what we can do to improve his overall character. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove, looks like MP Rage is what we're going to possibly remove Goofy. All I want to do here is basically make sure I have Second Wind equipped and Second Chance, so that way whenever Goofy does get back to life, he'll have full health, ready to go, and ready to go at the next particular boss. So as you can see, we're looking through our stats. We're going to go ahead and give Goofy another additional particular boost, which I think was either MP gift or something else. I wasn't too sure at the moment what it was. For the Beast here, we're going to do, probably going to keep everything the way it is. Well, looking at it, we're going to change something different. We're going to go ahead and possibly do some changes here. Get rid of the MP Rage. We're going to equip Second Wing and Critical Plus. That way, just like Goofy, if the Beast is knocked out, he'll be able to come back to life. When he does, he'll have full health and will be ready to engage on the enemy. So after that, we're going to go ahead and check our allies' equipment and items and see if they need some additional items. Now for us, we still kind of have our own particular setup like we did with Sephiroth in the Colosseum battle. Now the Beast does has some particular items as well. And here's one last look of what they have, just in case you want to copycat what I got right here. But yeah, I would say this battle overall may not be as annoying as the Sephiroth battle, but in this particular battle, you still gotta be on your toes. So there's my particular equipment for Sora. Here's a quick look at the Beast. High potions and potions is what I got. Now for Goofy, I'm going to go ahead and give him every single high potion that we have, because it's basically the second most categorized item we have in our shopping list. I could give him possibly some ethers and stuff, but just in case if anything goes wrong and if I need to back out of the fight, I can always have Goofy have some of these high potions to fall back on, and they could probably be pretty useful in this upcoming battle. So after we get everybody all decked out, ready to go, we're going to save it one last time, and from that point on, we're going to cross our fingers and hope that everything goes well. So I'll let you guys check out the first cutscene, and then I'll see you guys when we get to the actual fight.
Who are you?
I am Sam?
What's that supposed to mean?
Alright, so as soon as the fight starts, we're going to get followed by a good bit by the unknown character. Now, I'm going to do this the same strategy as with Sephiroth battle. Go ahead and get the Erga up and going for Sora. And for this particular fight, we actually can get a couple hits on this particular individual because we got Erga on our character, and plus, since we got counterattack as a attribute, that's going to help us too in this fight. But Goofy and Beast is going to be our backup slash interference, if you want to call it that. You do have to avoid a couple of this particular individual's attacks. You can see they do deploy this giant shield. And here's the stressful part. So you're going to lose your health, and you have to release yourself from that orb. That is going to be pretty much more annoying than Sin's Harvest, in my opinion, because you're stressed over. You need to get yourself in a safe area, try to figure out what button to press, and you gotta press it quickly enough, or otherwise your health's gonna get drained all the way to 0 HP. And it could be annoying, especially if you're like over halfway through this dude's HP. And yeah, but as long as you spam recover or the Cura and the Ergra, you should be in okay shape. And as long as we have Goofy and the Beast all decked out with health potions and all, they should be okay too. It's just mainly, I would say the best thing to do is make sure you're in good health and make sure you have good reflexes to see if that release button does show up. You can either spam triangle, or if hopefully your little tab is at that right tab and you just press it, and just like that you'll get unlocked from that little special spell, which, trust me, it is annoying whenever you get caught by that spell. So for us, we're going to go ahead and get elixir, get ourselves healed up, and get our magic replenished as well, which is very helpful. And yeah, it's just basically trying to deal as much damage. Even though the guy is swaying back and forth, it actually is a bit harder now to hit him. He actually does become more like Count Dooku style and just dual-wielding two lightsabers. And yeah, once again, we're stuck in this little orb. Thankfully, we did hit the release button at the right time. And you can see Goofy and the Giant, or the Beast, they're now knocked out. But I'm not going to stress over anything just yet, because I do know soon, whenever they get back to the fight, they'll have all their health. So there goes Goofy. He's now knocked out for the moment, so it's just us versus this guy right here. And just try to do your best to avoid attacks, especially the fast pace blue lasers, especially, and of course the double dual-wielding Star Wars lightsaber attack too. That's another interesting one to try to avoid as well. The blue orbs could be potentially your best friend, especially if you sneak around and get a couple hits from him as well. But you can see he's going pretty much everywhere, so he messed up right there. Didn't get anyone right there in that particular attack, which is good for us. And then usually, again, we get caught up, but thankfully at that time we got lucky and was able to be at that right tab at that right moment for us to get uncaught. But we're going to get a good hit from the dude. He's going to come in and turn himself to a little ball, shooting all kinds of lasers in all kinds of directions. Still not going to stress over it just yet. We'll get ourselves another elixir right there, get our health and magic replenished. Going to avoid this fast speeding red lasers right there. Again, he turns into Count Dooku again. Dual-wielding lightsabers, get ourselves a couple hits. We accidentally somehow activated the summon button, which I don't know how that even happened to begin with. And yeah, it's just basically keeping on your toes this whole entire match. Just spamming it, Aruga, and just healing yourself. And of course, you have backup of the potions and elixirs, which just help out. So here we are in our final health bar. This is when things really do begin to get crazy. So he's doing his attack. We got ourselves a good opening. You can see the health is depleting, and right there, we got ourselves that boss defeated. I'll let you guys watch this cutscene, and then I'll see you guys at the end of the episode.
What are you talking about? Wait, what are you?
That's going to be it for the first game. So really glad that the first series is over. Quite an experience, I would say. So really glad that we got that chapter done. Now we can't wait to do Rechain Memories. Can't wait to do my first live stream on this game. I am kind of similar with it. I just need to get back up and going with it and get used to it once again, because it actually is a very interesting mechanic compared to the first game. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Why not go ahead and leave a like. If you guys like to see more content of Kingdom Hearts, why not go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well, as I'm planning to do my live stream tomorrow. But hopefully those two secret bosses will be a big up to you, just in case you're stuck and just wondering how to deal with them. Then hopefully that'll help out. And with that all being said, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day or night where it might be, and I'll see you guys later, and take care.